Here, pal. Let's go. Elite Heat's back, pal. The most consistent wrestling podcast on the platform.
Yes, sir. Brian, you already know I have the Mets game on in the background. I'm watching Tommy Hunter pitch right now, pal. Tommy Hunter, Big Tom.
Pal, we're sat here on a night where KROSS made his WWE return. Okay, Kevin, we had a gauntlet match for 45 minutes, pal. Are you hyped? Are you excited?
Bro, I'm as hyped as Bill right now, bro. Hold on. Bill. I'm as hyped as Bill. So look at him. Bro, look at me, and look at him. Look at his smile. Look at his smile. Come on. Triple H is back. Papa H is in charge. He beat the heart issue. He outlasted the old man, Vinnie Mac. He executed a Game of Thrones-like takeover of the creative chair of WWE. And now Paul Triple H Levesque is in charge. And man, it feels great to watch a show that is booked by Triple H. I mean, come on. We had a gauntlet match. We haven't had a gauntlet match in 25 plus years, bro. This is the first gauntlet match. Thank you, Papa H. We got a surprise return of a mid-tier NXT superstar. I mean, the Papa H era is back in full force. Everybody wanted Sasha Banks and Naomi, but Paul Triple H Levesque gave us Killer, Karrion Kross, pal. That's your consolidation prize for getting Sasha and Naomi.
Pal, Papa H gave you the WWE Universe, the Viking Raiders versus Tommy Gibson and Jim Mulkey tonight. Okay, that's what we got on this episode of SmackDown, pal. Honestly, Triple H, thank you. I never would have thought we'd see Aaliyah and Natalya and all these tremendous female talents feature in this gauntlet match. Thank you, Triple H. Thank you for Karrion Kross making his return. And Wrestling Twitter reposting that Adam Cole promo every 3 seconds on the timeline. Love that. And yeah, pal, plenty to go over tonight. SmackDown, Vince, we're live.
I'm looking at the comments. You know, you got TWRP is smiling. Bro, Johnny Gargano is back to have Iron Man matches with Styles, bro. Mickey Mouse Cross is the future, pal.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is great. I love the comments. Keep the wild comments coming.
That is horrendous. Also, I'm I guess on the stream tonight tonight as Adam Rose with my lollipop. So shout out to Adam
JT
Rose.
loves sucking lollipops, bro.
I'm a rosebud, pal. No.
JTE licks lollipops on YouTube. Bro, JT is licking a lollipop in front of 12 viewers on a live stream on youtube.com. But, bro, I'm looking at a picture of Tracy McGrady on the cover of Slam magazine from 2004 while JT is sucking a lollipop.
That's Vince Carter, you clown. You know nothing about sports.
I can barely see that. Is that Vince Carter?
Yeah, it's Vince Carter, pal.
Oh, is he in his Raptors uniform?
Yeah.
Oh, even better. That's even better than Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, look at my Derek Rose. Where is it?
I see it. Yeah, D-Rose.
D-Rose, pal.
D-Rose, pal. Right there. Yep. Eventually, I'll be able to point.
All right. But yeah, Kevin, do you want to start off with something which we actually haven't addressed on, I guess, video or stream? I don't think. Vincent McMahon. What? What's happened?
Oh, the comment section has already jumped over the line. We're not even 5 minutes into the stream, and we've already crossed so many boundaries with that.
I can't even see the comments, Kevin. So if you want to read them out word for word,
Destroyer BHB says JTE licks the space between Charlotte's chest, bro.
You lot are evil, I swear to God. Oh my
man.
God.
Wow. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
That's feral.
That is great.
I'll write it though. That's funny.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the stream, bro, and this is what we've already become. I'm glad we made a mark on this community, pal. We
did, pal. We're ready for tonight for some big analysis, some in-depth breakdown, some fresh discussion, Kevin. Vince McMahon's gone. Kevin, Mac Daddy, pal. Okay, how do you feel now? Triple H is running these shows. Like, Kevin, walk us through your mindset, your approach. Mac Daddy's gone. Talk to us.
Yeah, let's focus on Mac Daddy because we got a whole video coming out on Triple H. So we'll focus this stream primarily on the Vinnie Mac. So apparently the Vince McMahon character from the early to mid 2000s came to life, and I don't think to anyone's surprise he was making advances, if you will, on some female talents and some female employees at WWE. One of them happened to be a paralegal who had no law experience. She attended a law school, and that qualified her in Vince McMahon's eyes to be a paralegal for a billion-dollar corporation. Makes perfect sense. So, Vince McMahon is no longer in WWE anymore. For those of you who have seen Succession, it was a Succession-like hostile takeover and removal of Vince McMahon. I mean, where do we even start with this? Like, and it's on a serious note. If I could be serious for a minute, where do you start with this, bro? I don't even know. I really don't. I don't know. Like, Vince McMahon is WWE. He is. Like, he's the guy. He's the reason why we're talking about wrestling right now in front of 15 people, and you're licking a lollipop while we're talking about wrestling. So Vince McMahon is the reason for that. So I don't even know. I'll bounce the question back to you.
Pretty broad question, I must say that. Where do we begin? I guess, my initial reaction to this, when did this happen anyway? Like, when did the news break? Like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was around there. It was the Wall Street Journal article. I want to say it was like the middle of June. The Wall Street Journal article comes out, and it's like, oh, there's allegations against Vince McMahon. And then he took a temporary hiatus as CEO, but he was still chairman. And then 2 weeks later, like a week prior to SummerSlam, he announces that he's retiring from WWE, which is crazy. I mean, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Did anybody see that? No. Nobody would ever saw that coming. If I told you 11 months ago that Vince McMahon was going to retire from WWE in 2022, you wouldn't believe it. Nobody would have. Like Brian said, we thought Vince McMahon was going to be there until he died.
Quite literally. Like Vince McMahon retiring was like a fan fiction for like Fed haters. That's what Vince McMahon retiring was. It wasn't going to happen, you thought. Like, Kevin, when we did our bold calls video like 8 months ago at the start of the year, we predicted Triple H would leave WWE, and now he runs it. So, like, I think that's mad. Like, I was thinking back on that, being like, who would have thought in 2022 alone, Cody Rhodes just jumps ship, one of the founding fathers of AEW just joins WWE, Vince McMahon just casually steps down and like retires, and now Triple H and like Stephanie and Nick Khan run the ship, and like all this stuff. Like, it's been a mental year. I'll probably do some year in review content stuff down the line because like this warrants it. It's absolutely insane. But to answer the question at hand, Vince McMahon not being there anymore is surreal. Like, it doesn't feel like it's real. I guess a bit of a dumb statement, but like you watch WWE and you go, "This is Vince's thing," but no, Vince has nothing to do with it anymore. It's Triple H now. Like, I still can't grasp that, Kevin. I don't know about you, but like I find that bizarre. I really do.
Yeah, it's hard to fathom the hands that are running a multi-billion-dollar, multifaceted global phenomenon at WWE is. It's hard to fathom that those hands are now Triple H's. And like I always wonder if or not always, but I've been wondering, like, is Triple H going to have the same effect that Vince McMahon has? Like, I don't know if he has that same cachet, because Vince McMahon, he's a man's man. He's a guy that could walk into Saudi Arabia, cut deals with the Saudi prince, turn around, cut deals with Fox, cut deals with USA, north of $1 billion to produce essentially 5 hours of really effortless content. There's really not any rhyme or reason, creative thought. There's no effort really going into what happens on Raw and SmackDown, and somehow WWE was still able to command $1.5 billion. Like, is that going to be happening now with Triple H in charge? I don't know. It remains to be seen, and we already talked about this in that video that's coming out. More cheap plug for that video of ours, but to stay Vince McMahon centric, WWE without Vince McMahon, there's really, I'm trying to think of a parallel to this, because the NFL, the MLB, the NBA, they don't really have a sole proprietor that really dictates the heartbeat of what they do. Vince McMahon is unique in that sense. It's kind of, I guess it'd be kind of like CNN without Ted Turner, and we see where that has gone. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard. It is hard to compare because what Vince did with this company. I mean, David Stern didn't do this at the NBA. I mean, David Stern was the commissioner for 30-odd years, but it wasn't like the Vince and Hogan thing where this promoter, this star makes it a household name, like makes that promotion a household name. Like what happened with Vince over the course of really the last 40, 50 years is one of one, pretty much. And now that Vince isn't there, Kevin, are you excited for the 15-minute matches between Tommaso Ciampa and Finn Balor every week on Raw? Is that, floating your boat? Are you excited to see Io Sky and Dakota Kai versus, I don't even know, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair every week for the next 9 months? Are you hyped, pal?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm hyped. Yeah. I wouldn't particularly use the word hyped. That's one way to describe how I feel. I mean, wrestling, I don't think does it for me like that anymore anyway. Yeah. There's nothing really there for me at this point on the show.
But KROSS is back. What do you mean nothing does it for you, Kevin?
Really? Yeah, can't wait for Karrion and KROSS, bro.
Pal. Yeah. Fall and pray, pal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, it just feels like we're looking at a 3-hour extension of NXT now. What NXT was for the past, from 2021 from 2014 to 2021. I think we're looking at a 3-hour extension of that on Monday night and a 2-hour extension of that on Friday. Like, it's going to be interesting. But
you better hope it's the 2018 NXT, the one which actually had some stories and was, interesting in that regard. Because if it's the 2020 NXT, we're screwed. Where it's just a bunch of 22-minute matches where Butch is going to take on Fergal in a 25-minute match where they're going to break each other's teeth. Like, that's,
yeah.
That would pull numbers, pal. Like, if that's where they go with it, I really hope not. Hopefully, Paul Levesque, well, we know that he knows what will make the show good. He said it on Impulsive. He said that the matches aren't what sells. Anyone can be a great worker and athlete, but it's about telling stories. Triple H knows that. But will that be what we see on WWE TV? Waits to be seen, Kevin. But, I mean, all we do know, Kevin, is that without Vince there, maybe there'll be a bit more continuity and consistency with the storytelling in the show, potentially. But Vince isn't there, so fat L. Anyway,
well, the people want your thoughts on SummerSlam. So let's hear it. What did you think about the first Vince McMahon-less pay-per-view in WWE history?
I love the main event. I love Brock and the Tractor. I thought that was phenomenal. That match, the last man standing, everything about it was amazing. Commentary was excellent. My lighting's just gone all weird. Commentary was awesome. Match was great. The guys involved was sick. So the main event was good. The rest of the show was just, some good matches. I liked Becky and Bianca Belair. I thought that was, entertaining enough. Not their best match at all, but I wasn't bored out of my brain, Kevin. I trust you'd be similar with that one. And then the rest of the show was kind of fine. Like, Dominic Mysterio sucks. Logan Paul's awesome. You know the drill, pal. What do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed the show. I can't believe Logan Paul got a 4-star match out of Mike the Miz Mizanin. That's pretty incredible. Yeah. Say that. Congratulations to Logan Paul for pulling a great match out of that guy. If you look up average, and if you look up the definition of average in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of the Miz. But I digress. So a 4-star match. I mean, Logan Paul's a natural.
Yeah.
Logan Paul looks like he's going to be the biggest thing in WWE. Would it be surprising if Logan Paul main evented WrestleMania in 2 years?
No, it really shouldn't. Like, and then the thing is, like, Logan Paul deserves a WrestleMania main event more than someone who's wrestled on the Indies for 15 years. Like, that's going to piss off some people. But you watch him perform, and it's that much more compelling and captivating than guys who are the great wrestlers who know way more moves and can, I guess, tell a better story subjectively. Like, the way Logan does it is so just like, oh my God, like, you can't look away from the screen. Like, that's what I felt during the SummerSlam match, Kevin. I don't know about you, but I'm watching him do his frog splash and he's executing these moves really well. And it's against The Miz, which Kevin, you've made this well known. The Miz sucks. We know that. But the match was really entertaining. It was just objectively entertaining, pal. Objectively.
No, for sure. And he's like, on one hand, too, Logan Paul, I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun. But
he's jump the gun. Say it, pal. Hot take, Pete.
He's taken to wrestling kind of like how Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle did. You know, like Brock Lesnar, just his first year in WWE, he's beating The Rock. You know, Kurt Angle goes from being an Olympic gold medalist to becoming a wrestler and has like a great rookie year. It becomes a Hall of Fame talent in 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, Logan Paul's kind of doing the same thing. I mean, Logan Paul, he's an athlete, so he has that over any other celebrity that's ever walked into WWE. He's a professional boxer. I know that probably puts a bad taste in a lot of boxing traditionalists' mouths, but that's the bottom line, is that he is a professional boxer. He's not Bad Bunny, as great as Bad Bunny was. You know, Bad Bunny busted his ass, and Bad Bunny really put celebrities on notice. Like, Bad Bunny's like, hey, if you want to get involved with WWE, this is the bar here. And Logan Paul destroyed that bar. You know, and Logan Paul, like I said, has a little bit of unfair advantage from that standpoint. But still, to come in and do what he did, you know, Ronda Rousey, it took her a while to get implemented. And Ronda Rousey still is an unfinished product. You know, she's still very rough along the edges. She's probably difficult to deal with if you believe the rumors backstage. I don't know. Logan Paul seems different, bro. But yeah, back to SummerSlam, though. Overall, I thought SummerSlam was, I don't want to say a great show. I thought it was good. I thought it was better than probably the last, probably the last 3 or 4 SummerSlams. This is probably the best one out of that bunch from like 2018 to now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the main event was great. Brock and Roman, they had to have a good match at some point. Like, there was no way that Brock and Roman were gonna suck every single time they wrestled, right? Like, there was just, it couldn't happen. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah. Overall, I thought it was a good SummerSlam.
Do you think it was better as a show? Do you think SummerSlam this year was better than WrestleMania was this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think there was a lot of filler on night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 2 in particular, there was a lot of filler. I wasn't really enthralled with this year's WrestleMania, but SummerSlam I felt was more captivating. I felt it flowed well. 3.5 hours is great. That's just a great time frame for a show. I mean,
yeah, agree. I think it was a fun wrestling show, really. And the main event, I keep coming back to that, but that's really the main thing that I guess you'll remember from the show for the most part. Just Brock and that tractor is just sick. Like, that was so cool. Like, there's something about a 270-pound former MMA fighter, former football player, legitimate, objective athlete, Brock Lesnar, using a tractor to flick the ring, and then Brock Lesnar's on the tractor just like bouncing up and down as he's like, you know, winking at Roman Reigns. Like, that, brilliant. Kevin, just phenomenal. And then Roman Reigns, the way Brock threw the mic and Roman just caught the microphone. He just caught it effortlessly. Like, Kevin, brilliant. And the rest of the show was watchable. So good stuff all around. And anything else to say about that, pal? Any other thoughts?
I mean, probably the weakest thing was Baron Corbin versus Pat McAfee. Like, that was probably the weakest point of the show. Just to talk about this real quick. You know, Pat McAfee, I think it's kind of, I think this is it. I don't know if he should be wrestling every big show at this point. I don't know. I don't know if I think he's just better as a commentator. I mean, they definitely missed him on commentary. Like, I just think it's not that he's a bad wrestler. It's just he's more valuable as a commentator.
Agree.
I'm sorry, but Corey Graves is insufferable. I can't sit there and listen to Corey Graves. He's terrible. How he still has a job as a commentator is beyond me. I don't get it. He's terrible. His jokes are not funny. He's like a PG version of Jerry Lawler. I don't see it with him. And Pat McAfee would be better off commentating SummerSlam than he would be in the ring having a 10-minute okay match with Baron Corbin, because, you know, he's mad because they shared a room in 2009 on the Indianapolis Colts, and Baron Corbin skipped out and Pat McAfee at a restaurant and forgot to pay a bill or whatever. You know, like, it wasn't for me.
Well, on the commentary, I'll make a little take now. I think Michael Cole and the commentary he's doing at the moment is the best commentary we've seen, not just from Cole, but period in years. Like the commentary Cole did, especially in the SummerSlam main event, but just generally in the past year, really since McAfee's come on board, that's better than Mauro Ranallo screaming over a little arm lock. That's better than Nigel McGuinness perfectly reciting the name of holds. That's better than Excalibur and anything he does. The commentary of Michael Cole, I didn't think I'd say this like ever, but like his commentary is fantastic now. Like there's something about it's just he's having fun. It doesn't sound like Vince McMahon's heads up his ass telling him what to say every second of the time. It's just good commentary. Because I mean, Cole's been around this company for like 30 odd years. He's commentated for 25 years. He should be, I guess, better than he has been. But like now he's really good. So they've freed up Michael Cole, and in my opinion, his commentary right now, along with Pat McAfee, like Pat's exceptional as well. But Michael Cole's doing some of the best commentary, point blank period in wrestling in the last 10 years, objectively, I think.
I think you're on point.
Yeah.
I think you're on point. I mean, JBL is probably the last great commentator when he was still pretty good. He's probably like the last great commentator that you can look back that was quotable and had a personality, stood out, sounded unique. Other than that, I mean, these commentators, like when they brought Coach back, it was horrendous.
Oh God!
You know that was.
Pal, Byron Saxon, pal. He danced at the Street Profits on Raw 2 years ago, pal.
Byron Saxon, yeah, terrible. Booker T.
Pal, Jimmy Smith, pal.
Jimmy Smith is okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a voice. Like, yeah, no one's walking around their neighborhood reciting what Jimmy Smith said on Raw. Like, it's
Tom Phillips was.
Oh, don't remind me. Oh, he was good on NXT UK in a tournament 4 years ago, Kevin. Yeah. Kevin, he commentated that women's match really well, Kevin. No one cares. He's not a good commentator, dude. Don't give us that crap. Like, but his NXT UK, his Worlds Collide commentary of the Undisputed Era versus Imperium. I don't care. Shut up.
JT is going rogue. JT has gone off the walls, bro.
My chug jug. Where is it here? 2 liters of water, pal. Anyway, continue.
JT is screaming as I'm watching the New York Mets game, bro.
And pal, Tom Phillips commentated Worlds Collide. Don't be disrespectful to him. No one cares. Sorry.
The only thing that Tom Phillips has done as any kind of relevancy was he told a woman that he would face fuck her while he was engaged. Like that's the only thing that Tom Phillips has ever done that will leave an impression.
Oh my God.
On wrestling fans.
Oh my! I was not ready for that, Kevin. I was not.
Sorry,
ready.
I had to hit him with that, pal. No pun intended.
Oh my God!
No pun intended. I had to shove that one in their face, you know. But
Kevin, did you know Tom Phillips commentated at Worlds Collide? Don't hate on Tom Phillips, pal. He commentated the Mae Young Classic 4 years ago.
Oh my God!
Great, wonderful. And Michael Cole brushed his teeth this morning. We don't care. Like it just. Come on. Anyway.
JT is angry.
Pal, I uploaded like one video in 4 months, and now I'm on a stream screaming about Tom Phillips. Like, what is this? Anyway.
Hey, I don't know. This is where the world has taken us. JT is wearing a Bulls beanie, screaming about Tom Phillips sipping a chug jug, bro, while I'm watching the New York Mets lose. So, there you go. Wow. Yeah, look at that.
To say it, pal.
Yeah. I mean, Commander Aziz, bro. He's in WWE 2K22, the biggest waste of space DLC in the history of gaming.
Oh, he's showing up at Adnan Berg. Remember Adnan Berg when he was there for 7 weeks on Raw, then literally got fired?
That was that the guy that Jerry Lawler? No, that was damn. What was the one that Jerry Lawler? Who's the guy that Jerry Lawler made the racist comment towards? Tozawa.
Well, the ramen noodle moonsault comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was April 2020 on Raw. Jerry Lawler had to yell that out in the Performance Center. Never forget that.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler's in the Performance Center while there's in the middle of a global pandemic, pal.
Pal, people were dropping dead in the streets of the CB, and Jerry Lawler's in the WWE Performance Center with Vince McMahon in his headset, screaming ramen noodle moonsault to Akira Tozawa. I think, Kevin, that was the same episode of Raw where about an hour later, Byron Saxton was dancing with the Street Profits as though we wanted to see that trash, pal. Pal, this is Monday Night Raw. Kevin, we sat there for 3 hours because every other sport was cancelled, watching WWE put on trash Raws just so we could have content, pal.
Trash. Trash, bro. Trash.
Garbage.
Oh, man. This is great. This is a great stream. All right, what's next? What do you want to talk about now?
I mean, we've covered the commentary and how Tom Phillips commentated Worlds Collide and the Mae Young Classics, therefore we can't hate on him. We've covered Vince a little bit. I thought we could talk about that a lot more because that's kind of the biggest story in wrestling all year. Triple H is now running the show, pal. We all know that. Anything else you want to say on that?
Yeah, let's talk about Vince McMahon. Yeah. So Vince McMahon's legacy on WWE is undeniable. I mean, like I said, he's the reason why we're here. He's created this global brand. Yeah. You know, a lot of people make their critiques. A lot of people make their critiques about Vince McMahon. And, you know, some of the common critiques are, oh, he wasn't that great of a booker. He wasn't very original. Yeah. Look, the bottom line was Vince McMahon was smart enough to realize, like, hey, I can actually, like, turn wrestling from a carny show, from a special, like, attraction that was, like, regional. I can turn that into a global thing. I can make that the next NFL, NBA, you know, MLB brand.
Vince McMahon, sorry, Kyle, have you seen some of the Twitter? I mean, it's Twitter, so take it for a grain of salt. But some of the people who were getting annoyed by people saying that Vince McMahon like made the carny circusy wrestling big time mainstream. Have you seen some of the things people were saying that were trying to counter that? People were like showing pictures of like, oh, here's Gorgeous George in 1959. Vince McMahon didn't create wrestling. Like, stop. Yeah, because Gorgeous George was a household name, pal. Everyone was, you know, rushing to watch WrestleMania in the 50s. Like, stop it. Like Vince made the company, pal. Well, he inherited it and then made it big time, pal. And then Vince McMahon, pal, had the hush money, pal. Let's go. I had to gobble the hush money.
Oh my god.
That was a good comedy bit.
How's that chat going? I can't breathe, bro. Oh my god.
Wow.
All right, how do you follow that? Wow.
Well, Vince McMahon, pal.
Yeah, I mean, all the things Vince McMahon has done, bro. Like, this man has been through more scandals than anyone in the history of entertainment. I swear, he's been through the steroid trial, the Ring Boy scandal, covering up Jimmy Snuka, the murder of Jimmy Snuka's girlfriend. Everything else, being sued 1 million times by Sable, by all these wrestlers, Demolition for concussion and CTE trauma. Vince McMahon has been through a lot. And I'm surprised that this is what got him. A paralegal is what took Vince McMahon down.
Well, Kevin, it was because of what money he used for the paralegal, as you been over. Because, Kevin, I think you said this in the video we recorded yesterday, which will go up whenever. Like, if Vince used his own money with that whole thing, yeah, it's shady and not great and whatever. But, like, it's just, there's billionaire owner paying, what have you. But it's because he used the WWE payroll. It makes it that much worse than it already was, I think, as you said.
Yes, exactly. You're 100% correct. And also, let's be honest here. Vince McMahon could have paid a high-end sex worker to work for him 7 days a week, 365 days for a calendar year.
Yeah.
And would have saved money. He would have saved like $3 million. Probably more than that. Probably like $3.5 million. He would just paid for high-end sex worker. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. People's champ is here. Thank you. We are the top G's. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're the top G's, pal. Kevin, what color is your Bugatti?
My Bugatti is yellow, sir.
Your Bugatti.
My Bugatti. I was trying to sound like you, but I can't say it. My Bugatti, bro. My Bugatti's purple, bro. Bro, my Bugatti is the color of my T-shirt. No, but yeah, Vince McMahon.
Do some push-ups, bro. Do some push-ups. You have a heart attack? Get up. Do push-ups. What do you mean a vape? Get that vape out of here.
Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, Vince McMahon. I mean, what else can we say about him?
Well, Kevin, you can't say anything positive on Twitter about it now because you'll have people saying, cancel you. Shut up. Vince is Satan. And it's like, without Vince, you wouldn't be here in this community. But Gorgeous George in the 60s, pal. Like, shut up. No one cares that Sabata and Gorgeous George had a match in 1961 in a bingo hall. No one cares. Vince McMahon made wrestling. Anyway.
And on screen, he's one of the most memorable characters in the history of wrestling. He's a top 5 heel of all time.
He's top 2 heel of all time.
Top 2, yeah. You know, you can put him up there with anyone. You put him up there with prime Randy Orton, prime Edge, Roddy Piper, any all-time great.
Prime Randy Orton is in Naked 2009 Randy Orton, is in 2020 Randy Orton. Which Randy Orton's prime? 04 Randy Orton where he took the dump in the bag? Which one is it?
Legend killer Randy Orton, bro.
Oh, okay, right. So the one where he was RKOing Harley Race, and that's okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, just in general, you put the Mr. McMahon character, and he left such a legacy as a performer too. I mean, it was like him owning up to the screw job, the old Bret screw Bret thing, the Austin McMahon rivalry, the greatest rivalry in the history of WWE. WWE has been mimicking that story for 20 plus years at this point. And they've been living off of that story. And it was great, timeless television that people still go back to and watch on a daily basis, thanks to Peacock and YouTube clips. And
Kevin, can I mention something here? We have someone in the chat who's requested, or the People's Champ requested, well, not the People's Champ, I can't read, sorry, Dalal requests our reaction to Ric Flair's last match, pal.
All right. Darkness Kevin, under the wind. Peace. Thank you for the compliment.
What was your brutally honest reaction to Charlotte Flair's dad's last match?
I did not even watch a clip. I didn't watch a second of it. I just don't want any part of that. I don't want anything to do with with Ric Flair's last match. I want absolutely zero zilch to do with that.
Chat. Put your thoughts on Ric Flair's last match. Just chat, do your thing, make whatever rude comments you want about Ric Flair's last match. Go to town.
Let me say this too, real quick.
Yep, go.
Ric Flair, he's earned the right to retire how he wants.
Has he?
He's
trash.
He's the greatest, if not one of the greatest. If he's not the greatest, he's top 5. He's fantastic, all-time great wrestler on the Mount Rushmore in many people's minds. Very inspirational in the culture in general, in wrestling culture, and a lot of aspects of life as a celebrity, super mainstream. He's Ric Flair. He's done it all, been there, done that. But I don't want to see him as a 75-year-old man taking bumps. I just don't care. I just don't want to see that. I want to remember Ric Flair for like that match that I witnessed. I was in the building for WrestleMania 24. Going out on top against Shawn Michaels in an absolute fantastic retirement match. I want to remember Ric Flair for the great matches he had when I was a kid growing up against like Hulk Hogan, not Hulk Hogan, I'm sorry, Vince McMahon and Triple H and all those guys. And then remember him for the things that I've seen from the past, from before I was born, all the greatness. I don't want to remember Ric Flair as a 75-year-old man bumping in some indie show, because WWE or AEW want no part of it, so they do an indie show, and I don't know.
But
I wasn't in love with it.
As Destructor so eloquently put, Ric Flair faked a heart attack in the match for this business.
Did he really? Did he fake a heart attack?
Yes, this happened. Like, it was like a whole bit where he stopped, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's genuinely dying," and because people were emotionally invested because he's a 75-year-old man who, considering his lifestyle, if he did just die on the spot, I mean, you wouldn't really be surprised. Like, as sad and awful as it would be, it's Ric Flair wrestling at 75. Like, if that happened, it's like, oh god, I wish I didn't watch that. But yeah, that happened. The match was I'm what word, chat? This is where I'm going to turn to you. What describe the match in one word? Describe Ric Flair's last match with one word. I describe it as tough, as
Cringe.
in tough to watch. Sorry, what was your word, Kevin?
Cringe.
Yep. Perfect.
Unnecessary. Unwanted.
Bad. Trash. Garbage. I don't know. Yeah. Chat, do your thing. Disturbing. Yep, that's a good one. Dumb. Ishan.
Useless.
Yep. Senseless.
Money
perfect.
grab.
It was just like, and Kevin, you said you didn't watch it. Chat, was the crowd like? I kind of called this. Was the chat? Was the crowd chanting "You still got it"? Please tell me they weren't.
Probably.
If they were, oh God. Pal, Wrestling Gifts made a video on this and got age restricted, pal.
Yeah. I mean, it's the easy punching bag. You know, Ric Flair is the easy punching bag because people on the internet could just throw all the insults at him that they want. I mean, all the scandals, and now he's wrestling when he doesn't need to. It's easy. And I mean, he sets himself up for it. I don't know. I'm not into it.
Do you think he's going to wrestle another match?
He teased it. He teased it on Twitter, wrestling another match in Puerto Rico with Andrade, another tag team match.
But I thought Andrade left WWE and he was going to be some big star in AEW and like some great talent. He's literally wrestling matches with a 75-year-old who's literally about to drop dead in the ring.
Yeah, he demanded creative control from Tony Khan. The first wrestler to ever demand creative control in AEW, and now he's fallen off.
Isn't it like every second wrestler in AEW? I know nothing about what I'm saying, but like I feel like that's just what happens in AEW. Most wrestlers want a say in creative, and then you get 900,000 viewers and like no buzz about the shows. Like, isn't that?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Kevin, I'll be honest. I haven't watched AEW in months. All I've seen is that Chris Jericho is now feuding for the interim AEW World Championship.
What is your thoughts on where Chris Jericho is now? Like just in general, like his stance what's the word I'm looking for? Like his
position.
His position. There you go. His position as an all-time great, where he stands amongst his peers from his era and all time. Like, is he? I don't want to say he's ruining his legacy, but is he hurting his legacy in any way?
That's a great question. Because Kevin, 3 years ago, everyone was saying that Chris Jericho is like on the Mount Rushmore all time, that he's one of the GOATs for what he was doing with AEW and how he won their world title, and he was genuinely pretty good then. Now it's like he did nothing for like a year and a half. Oh, but Kevin, like dinner debonair with MJF, pal. Like, he's bled a few times. He's fell on a mattress. He's done commentary a bit. He's fallen in mimosa. He's punched Eddie Kingston as flabs falling everywhere from both men. Like, what have we seen? And now he's feuding with Jon Moxley. Like, I think the last 2 years for Jericho, to answer the legacy question, I don't feel like he's done himself any justice as far as putting himself, further up the echelon of like, the all-time greats. Because like if you're doing tiers with this type of stuff, is Chris Jericho a tier 1 wrestler, like with your Austins, your Hogans, your Rocks? Is he in that tier?
I don't think he is. No.
Right.
I mean, that tier is reserved for guys that spend a good amount of time as the number one guy in WWE, or as a top champion, or as a top draw, or a consistent main eventer. Jericho, he just spent too much time in the mid card to really be in the tier 1. Like that part of his career disqualifies him. Like, Jericho's done enough. He's had enough great moments, great matches, great segments, great rivalries to be in conversation for that tier 1, but I mean, he can't carry a wrestling company. You know, that's his biggest thing is that he just can't carry a wrestling company. He can't be the number one guy.
Yeah, and I think like you're looking at these tiers. Like tier one's obviously Undertaker, Austin, Rock, Hogan, Cena, those types. I put
Triple
Brock
H.
in tier one.
Yeah, Brock
as well.
too.
Triple H.
Sure. Yeah.
Angle. I'd put Angle as like the kind of lower tier one, and then you got like tier two, which is Jericho, Orton, those types.
Yeah, Edge.
Shawn Michaels is probably like smack bang between the two tiers in my opinion, but like you have all these types.
Yeah, and Batista's in there, you know.
But I think Jericho falls somewhere in there. Like I'd say in 2019, with what Jericho was doing, the fact that, oh my God, AEW is this new company. Jericho is the pioneer of this. He's the champion. He's doing some really good work. He's reinvented himself again. He's got a new gimmick. He's like the face of it. Oh my God, Jericho's in tier one now, like that type of thing. But as I said, the last 2 years, Orange Cassidy poured orange juice on him. Oh, he's in a bath of mimosa, pal. Oh, he's punching Eddie Kingston. They're both bleeding everywhere. Oh, Jericho's got thumbtacks in his eye now. It's like, it's just, I don't know. Jericho's commentating AEW Dark Elevation with Taz. Like, tier two.
Like, yeah, for sure. No, he is. And I just think about his AEW career. He doesn't fit anymore. He never really fit from the beginning, I think. You know, I mean, he's becoming a guy that held on too long. You know, his last great run was that 2016 run with Kevin Owens, that 2015, 16, 17 run that he had with the scarf of Jericho and the list and things along that nature. That was like, I think that was the end of his, like, any kind of version of a prime. Now what we get from Chris Jericho is he can have a good match if there's weapons involved. You know, he can do a good death match, a good hardcore match, what have you.
Well, remember the pizza cutter? That's a great, Kevin. That's a hardcore classic, pal. Just fire up your Peacock or whatever subscription service AEW will sell their soul to in the next year. Fire that up and watch Jericho with a pizza cutter. Oh.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the out of the ring stuff. You know, the COVID, the masks, the Trump stuff. The vaccine.
Chris Jericho allegedly tried to kill Jake the Snake Roberts because he didn't wear a mask, pal. I saw that on Twitter in 2020. Oh, Jericho's trying to kill Jake the Snake Roberts. I never forget that tweet. Anyway, carry on.
No, yeah. Like that's where we're at with Chris Jericho. He's more famous for the things that happen outside of the ring, and then another big hit to his legacy too was that whole NBA Twitter.
Oh my God.
That whole NBA Twitter incident where, these people know who Chris Jericho is. They do. Everybody on NBA Twitter knows who Chris Jericho is because Jericho was around in the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, et cetera, et cetera. He was around when Jeff Hardy was on top. They know who Jericho is, but they're watching Jericho now in 2020 as he's an out-of-shape version of himself. Gray hair, balding, you know, shell of himself in the ring. They're watching this version of Jericho and they're like, what is this? Like, who is this guy? I remember Chris Jericho when I was a kid. Chris Jericho was in great shape. Chris Jericho was this. I remember the highlight reel. I remember this, that. Yeah. And NBA Twitter just roasted him, and that really put him in perspective, you know? It was really like, wow, yeah. Now it's like he's on, you know, to the common person, it's like, oh, Chris Jericho wrestles for this company I've never heard of. You know, like, this is a WWE. What is this?
Yeah. I think that was really the moment, like the bubble burst with Jericho, and then a couple of weeks later, there was that whole January 6th debacle, and then for the next year and a half, everything Jericho posts on social media, definitely everything his wife posts, everything about Jericho on Twitter at least is, oh, where was your wife on January 6th? And it's like, oh, okay, so it's just the January 6th treatment for him, I guess. I don't know. And that's happened with Nikita Lyons as well, I might add. Like every time Nikita Lyons posts, it's either IBase simping or it's January 6th for Nikita Lyons. Like that's literally her.
Was she there?
Kevin, I don't have any clue. Like all I see is like I open up the timeline about 3 minutes a day, click on a Nikita Lyons picture to see just how down bad the replies are. And you scroll through, you see IBase there, of course. and then you see just January 6th. It's like, okay, like I guess sure. But anyway, back to the Jericho point. NBA Twitter burst the bubble, and from then on, it's just it's been further downhill, pal.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Destroy BHB asks, can we stop pretending like Eddie Kingston is a good wrestler? I don't know who says he's a good wrestler. I mean, he's good on the mic. I'll give him that. He can cut a good promo. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from him. Eddie Kingston on the mic is very entertaining, but other than that, I don't really see it. I mean, he's good. Like he's okay. Yeah. He's okay. Like he's a good hand, you know. But I mean, if we're talking bell to bell talent, in ring talent, I wouldn't say Eddie Kingston is a good technician or anything like that. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, agree. I think you can see why he never made it in WWE, like just with the presentation, you can just see it. I think he's perfect for AEW. He fits what they represent to a T. He's good mic work, obviously, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, but that's just me. That's my opinion. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all good.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I'm reading these comments about Nikita Lyons.
Oh my, yeah, Ishan, that's wow.
MAGA the Stallion. Jeez.
Oh wow.
I mean, yeah, she's. I don't even know if she's hot to me. I don't know.
Well, the whole bit with her is that like she's like the 15-year-old's dream, like 15-year-old boy dream. Like that's literally like all the replies with Nikita, and like I don't know, it depends what you're into, but like. Her, as Destroyer BHB says, some of I guess the fans of her are just oh my god, like they're not even like normal people. They're just these things who are just like Nikita, oh my god, like
yeah, it's weird,
ridiculous. It's weird. Go outside, like get some fresh air, get off Twitter. Don't need to spend 11 hours a day on your phone. Take a breath, turn off Monday Night Raw. It's not good for your health. Go outside and talk to someone. How about that? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, go talk to a woman. Do that. All those 15-year-olds, go say hi to that girl that you're scared to talk to in your math class. Like, just do it.
Yeah, she won't drop kick you. Like at worst, as the top G Andrew Tate says, at worst it's an awkward approach, and she'll be back on Instagram within 25 seconds. Like it doesn't matter. Just talk to someone anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Like as a man, it's your job to talk to the woman. They're not going to come to you, so you got to talk to them.
Kevin, that's gender roles, pal. There's 72 genders, pal.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, right.
Kevin, you're being inclusive. Anyway, continue.
For most people, for most men, we gotta. For most men, gotta talk to most women first. But.
Kevin Garcia is the top G, just like Bill, your boy Bill.
Billy. Look at him talking to the chicks, bro.
He's Bill talking to the chicks. G. Kevin, what color is Bill's Bugatti?
It's yellow.
It's a yellow Bugatti. Nice.
Yeah, he's got a yellow and black Bugatti. Yeah.
Budapest, Romania, pal.
Bro, Bill is out there. One day he's in Toronto. Next day he's in, he God only knows. He's in London. Then he's in Dubai. Bill is he's the most famous bartender in the world, bro.
Wow.
What can you do? Yeah, but yeah, like back to this Nikita Lyons thing. Like she's good looking. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But man, come on. Like come on.
Also, speaking of which, RG mentions this. Mandy's overrated as hell. Mandy Rose has been the NXT Women's Champion for nearly a year. That's casually just happened. Like NXT did the 2.0 rebrand literally a year ago, and Mandy's been the champion the entire time. Kevin, I don't know. I've kind of tuned out of 2.0. I'll be honest. I've kind of tuned out of wrestling a bit, period, just because of how busy I've been. But I guess, have you been watching 2.0 at all? Do you follow it at all? Do you care? Anyone there you like still? Is Mandy Rose someone you're a fan of? I've asked like 6 questions. Say something.
Nothing. No to all of them. I don't watch NXT 2.0. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I don't watch clips. I don't even see the results on my Twitter timeline. I don't see anybody talking about NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't care. I don't.
Well, Jim, I see Gareth will tweet real wrestling starts now on hashtag WWE NXT. And then I'll consciously have to Google the results. And it's like, oh, Grayson Waller wrestled, I don't even know, Solo Sikoa in a 12-minute match. Nice.
Yeah.
So I just want, because I mean, they're good talents. Like I made the video earlier this year how good the talents are. It's just like as a show, I thought it was amazing when it started because it was like different and fresh. But I mean, it kind of just shows my general, I guess, detachment from wrestling. Period. I'm not just like, oh my god, I want to watch this. Like I see a 2.0 result, I'm like, eh.
I know. I remember. Damn, what was the last thing I saw from 2.0? Well, probably Ziggler winning the championship.
Oh, that was the day 2.0 died, pal. When Nick Nemeth won the NXT title.
Like, let me get this straight. You're doing a whole rebrand to focus on young talent, emphasis on young talent. And then Dolph Ziggler wins the championship for that brand. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Chad, do you agree that NXT 2.0 fell off a cliff when Dolph Ziggler won the NXT title?
It's over.
You can't have a 42-year-old man who's most famous for sleeping with Tammy Sitch. You can't have that guy win your title, and then the title means more. Like it's just other way.
Huge L, pal.
Huge L.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm about ready to get up out of here.
Really? But pal, don't you want to react to your boy Karrion Kross, pal?
Oh yeah. Let's give our quick results to Karrion Kross.
Let's just do actually. I know a little activity I can do. The SmackDown results. So SmackDown ended about an hour and 5 minutes ago. So Kevin,
let's hear it.
I can give you some brutally honest results of SmackDown. So Kevin, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I am ready, pal.
Okay, pal. Rightio. The show opens. Ricochet versus Happy Corbin. What are your thoughts?
I saw that. I watched that. I didn't care. It was like, okay, Ricochet is undercard. I don't know. Ricochet is still around. I thought he was cut like 6.5 to 10 months ago. I'm surprised he made it through all those budget cuts.
Triple H is in charge. Ricochet and Corbin. Aren't you happy?
I'm never happy when I see Corbin on my screen. Never.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
Yeah. That was. Pat McAfee was like screaming. Pat McAfee's literally having an orgasm. I don't know what was going on. I was watching this in my living room with my family, and Pat McAfee's screaming for some reason. I did not know what was going on. Baron Corbin's making his entrance, and Pat McAfee's screaming at the top of his lungs for like 30 seconds to a minute straight. And I was like, what am I missing here? Does Pat McAfee always do this? I guess he does. Every time I watch SmackDown, Pat McAfee's having an orgasm.
But Kevin, a moment happened that'll be on DVDs for the next decade. McAfee threw a football to Ricochet, who caught it. Ricochet threw it back to McAfee, and McAfee punted it into the crowd. That'll be on DVDs for the next 9 months, pal.
That's gonna be a Twitter clip. No, yeah, I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, I saw that too, and I'm just thinking, what does this have to do with anything? Why? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to even say. I got nothing. I really have no words for that opening segment.
Kevin, you may not have words. That's fantastic, but you should have words for this. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ludwig Kaiser with Gunther. If Nakamura wins, he gets an Intercontinental Championship match against Gunther. Pal, surely you have thoughts on that. That's a good match between two good in-ring bell-to-bell crisp technicians.
For all intents and purposes, I do like Gunther. What was his partner's name?
Okay, you're gonna make me say this again, are you? Okay.
Yeah,
Ludwig Kaiser. Is that
Ludwig
Kaiser?
Kaiser? I don't know. We'll go with that. Ludwig Kaiser. All right. So Ludwig is out there. Yeah, I was watching this too, and I'm like, who is this Ludwig guy? And then I was cracking up when Pat McAfee was like pretending to step on Michael Cole's neck on commentary as Nakamura's theme music's playing. I think that's funny. That's probably Pat McAfee's best bit, the way he overreacts to Nakamura's theme song. But I'm watching this match, and I think Nakamura won, if my memory serves me correctly, right?
Who?
Nakamura won, right?
Yes, Shinsuke Nakamura picked up The W.
Yeah, he beats this guy, Ludwig. And the whole time I'm thinking, 6 long years ago, Nakamura was the hottest thing going in WWE. And now he's wrestling Ludwig on SmackDown. Like,
But pal, a match with Volta, pal.
Yeah, he's gonna face Gunther, which will be
good.
Good.
Match. It's gonna be a good match, pal.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Hell yeah, I won't watch it, but it's gonna be a good match. I don't know. I mean, this is on Fox. Like, this is what WWE is putting out there on Fox. I don't know. Oh, and we should mention this too. Roman Reigns and his family pulled up in the SUV before the show started, which was cool. You know,
that was what I wanted to mention, Kevin. Are you going to buy Roman Reigns? And chat, are you going to buy Roman Reigns' new merch, Acknowledge Your Daddy?
And who is your daddy? He's got 2 shirts. Acknowledge Your Daddy and Who is Your Daddy? I mean, I might get that for my lady. I don't know. We'll see.
That is great merch. I'm going to buy that. Like, that's a good t-shirt. Like, that's a funny wrestling shirt. You can wear that around, and it's not like, oh my God, look, it's got a picture of Johnny Gargano's face on that shirt. Like, no, it's...
Yeah, it's no different than Eddie Guerrero's "I'm Your Poppy" shirt. It's
that's a great shirt as well.
Yeah, I wear that shirt a lot. I get plenty of attention when I wear that shirt. So,
like, that's a shirt you like. The new Reigns one. You don't Acknowledge Your Daddy is what you wear like at the club. Like, that's a funny shirt. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Dear me, Kevin. Do you want me to roll on with the results, or do you want to say something else here?
Yeah, please. Let's hear the rest of these enticing, enthralling SmackDown results, pal.
Yeah, so just a recap. So our first 40 minutes of SmackDown, we've had Ricochet versus Happy Corbin for about the 4th time in the last 6 weeks. We've had McAfee punt a football into the crowd in an all-time great straight to DVD moment. Okay, pal. We've had Nakamura versus Ludwig Kaiser in another good match, which has gone on for about 15 minutes. We've had Roman Reigns Acknowledge Your Daddy roll up to the arena with the Usos. And then, after some Sami Zayn crap backstage, Kevin, we get to the women's gauntlet match, pal.
This match took forever.
A 40-minute women's gauntlet.
This match took forever. I'm not a fan of gauntlets in general. And no disrespect to the women, but their division's not very deep. Yeah, I get it. Triple H is going to get brownie points with the internet for showcasing all the female talent. I get that. Cool. More power to him. I'm not really interested in watching Raquel Black beat Shotzi Blackheart in a 30-second match. My biggest problem with this, though, this has always been my biggest gripe with gauntlet matches. So you're telling me in a regular standard match, it takes 15 minutes for Shinsuke Nakamura to beat Ludwig. But hypothetically, if they're in a gauntlet match, Nakamura is going to beat Ludwig in 3 minutes.
Obviously, pal. That's objectively how it works. Duh.
It doesn't make any sense.
None.
You got Raquel Gonzalez who's beating whoever it was. Let's just say she beat Natalia in 2.5 minutes. She beats her in 2.5 minutes because it's a gauntlet match. But then the regular match, Raquel's going to take 15 minutes to beat Natty. It's insulting to a degree.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, I think there's a double standard. I mean, you mentioned it there because Triple H is running the show now. Him doing a 40-minute gauntlet match gets brownie points. But Kevin, I remember distinctively the IC title. I think it was IC title number 1 contenders gauntlet they did, I think, early this year or last year. Which you had Ricochet, you had Mansoor, you had all these wrestlers. It literally went for 50 minutes. It just went on and on and on. It was borderline unwatchable. All the different mini matches in there. It was Ricochet versus Mansoor. They had 100,000 views on WWE's YouTube channel, which has 90 million subscribers. No one was watching these matches. So they were doing this 50-minute gauntlet match with a bunch of nobodies. Vince McMahon didn't get credit for that. Where was Vince's admiration and commendation for that, pal? But Triple H does it, and he carts out the women's locker room into the ring on SmackDown, says, here's 45 minutes, go wrestle for these fans. That Triple H, take my money. I don't know. I didn't even watch this, but I'm looking at the results, pal, and Sonya Deville and Aaliyah start the match. Aaliyah gets eliminated. Then Raquel Rodriguez comes out. Sonya gets eliminated by her. Shotzi's now here. There's been 2 commercials. Zia Lee gets involved. Oh, here's Natalia. Cats and headphones. Oh, Shayna Baszler's here. Oh, it's over. And that's 50 minutes of television. And it's like, Kevin, what there are you going to watch back and be like, Kevin, Zia Lee versus Natalia. Oh my God. Zia Lee and Raquel. Kevin, are you gonna show your parents like Kevin, you're sat there in your living room and you're like, hey, mom and dad, come in here. Raquel Rodriguez is facing Zia Lee. Get the popcorn, get the whipped cream, get the chips, get the chug chugs, get your hush money. Zia Lee versus Raquel Rodriguez. Like, what is this? Oh, but Triple H is in charge. Zia Lee is wrestling more now. I get more Zia Lee. It's like.
I have no more breath to laugh. I literally can't laugh anymore.
But like, Kevin, Triple H getting brownie points because Aaliyah and Zia Lee are getting like 5-minute matches on SmackDown, which are getting like 112,000 views on WWE's YouTube channel with nearly 100 million subscribers.
Whipped cream, bro. Get the whipped cream, bro. Oh man, I'm done.
So when they did the Gauntlet match, they went for 50 minutes with the IC title, number one contendership on the line. It was literally Ricochet versus Mansoor for 45 minutes. That got no credit. But now it's Aaliyah, pal. Triple H, take my money. Like, get out of here. Stop. Anyway, continue.
Oh my God.
Continue.
Oh man, I'm so done. You're killing me. You're in a rare form. JT is in rare form today. Just throwing the dollars.
Yeah. There's only so many times I can use that bit, so I try and use it sparingly and when it's most funny. I think the Vince one earlier was done really well. I must say that. That one then was done pretty well as well. So I'm in rare form, pal. What can I say?
Yeah. Oh man, this is great. I don't even know. I got nothing. I don't even know how to follow that. You're the star of the show right now. I got nothing.
All good. So Kevin, just to recap. So this is the Triple H era. Forget Vince McMahon. Forget Bruce. This is Paul Papa H. Levesque. We've had Ricochet and Happy Corbin in a 15-minute match where Pat McAfee's punted a football somewhere into like the 8th row of section CB in the 5th grandstand. That's a DVD Smackdown moment. Okay, we've had a great match with Nakamura and Ludwig Kaiser, and we've had a 45-minute women's gauntlet match. So, if Kevin, if that isn't the future of the E, pal, I don't know what is. Okay.
Oh man! All right, and then we got to talk about everyone's favorite segment.
No. We've got to cover the rest of the show. Can we a quick match between the Viking Raiders and Kevin, your favorite wrestler, Tommy Gibson, and Jim Mulkey?
Who?
That's what WrestleView says. So the Viking Raiders versus Tommy Gibson and Jim Mulkey.
Who is Jim Mulkey?
Jim Mulkey is the guy who served you coffee down the street, pal. Obviously.
Oh man,
Kevin, when you finished your shift and you went to the Taco Bell to buy something to eat, Jim Mulkey gave you the Taco Bell, pal. He was at the Taco Bell server giving you Taco Bell. What is this? And Kevin, Triple H is the best booker out there. Okay.
Oh man.
Jim Mulkey, pal.
Whew. I want whatever you were sniffing on earlier today before this stream. Whatever pre-workout you got yourself into.
Pal, it's all in the Adam Rose lollipop, pal. It's still here.
Must have been what's it called? A THC lollipop.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah,
I literally have nothing.
It's Kevin. I just want to just recap one more time. So we have a great match with Ricochet and Happy Corbin. Like Pat McAfee punts a football 70 yards into the crowd. Then we have a great match with Ludwig Kaiser and Shinsuke Nakamura. We get a 45-minute women's gauntlet match where we've got great matches like Raquel Rodriguez versus Thea Lee. And we have Aaliyah versus Sonya Deville, pal. That's great. The Viking Raiders versus Tommy Gibson and Jim Mulkey. Okay. Then, pal, if you thought, Kevin, deep breath. Kevin.
I can't.
Take a deep breath, please. Kevin, calm down. Okay. You're not ready for the excitement that Paul Levesque has planned next. We have a great match between Kofi Kingston and Eric. So the bell rings. This is how WrestleView describes this. The bell rings and we're underway. Kofi with a dropkick. He runs towards Eric, but Eric with a knee to the face. A headlock by Eric in the middle of the ring. Kofi with a jaw break. Like, they analyze this like it's literally John Jones in the UFC in a main event. Like, that's how they break this down. Kofi wins. Brilliant. There's going to be a women's tag title tournament on Monday, pal. And then we get to the main event, pal. Roman Reigns, acknowledge your daddy. Karrion Kross, Big D, Drew McIntyre. Kross beats up Drew, pal. How good. That's SmackDown, pal.
Big D. Woo! So we've got Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, a feud heading into Crooks at the Castle, whatever the hell this show is called, in Wales. This is a big feud that everybody wants to see for both championships, for the undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
And we're going to interject Karrion Kross into this feud. That's what we're doing now. Karrion Kross shows up, beats up Drew McIntyre for no rhyme or reason.
But Kevin, Triple H booked Aaliyah in the Gauntlet match, so it's objectively a good show. Come on. Are you trying to slander Triple H's show? Karrion Kross was literally wrestling on the undercard of Ric Flair's last match like 3 days ago. And now all of a sudden he's in the main event of SmackDown with your tribal daddy. Like, what is this, pal?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why interject Karrion Kross? Like, Karrion Kross is as irrelevant as it gets. Why are we interjecting him in the main event?
Kevin, did you know Adam Cole did a promo dissing Karrion Kross NXT 2 years ago?
I did. You've mentioned this before. I've heard about this.
Adam Cole said that Karrion Kross doesn't know as many moves as him.
Yeah.
Kevin, yeah. Adam Cole knows more moves than Karrion Kross, so therefore Karrion Kross got burned. He got owned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Dean Malenko knew more moves than... Dean Malenko knew 1,001 holds. Doesn't mean we care, okay? Just...
Who cares? I don't know.
Pal, can we just... One more time. This was SmackDown. This was the first Triple H era SmackDown, okay? Ricochet versus Corbin, where Pat McAfee punted a football 80 yards into the crowd. We had Ludwig Kaiser versus Nakamura in a great match. The tribal daddy arrived out of a car. Okay, we had a 40-minute women's gauntlet match where Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez, whatever her name is, punched Natalya. We had a good match with the Viking Raiders and the guys from Taco Bell down the road. Okay, we had Kofi Kingston versus Eric, and then we had Karrion Kross, the guy who was wrestling second on the undercard of Ric Flair's last cardiac arrest match the other day. Karrion Kross showed up and punched the Big D as the tribal daddy was in the ring.
He punched the Big D. Oh, God. Oh. And on that note, I think we can end the stream right there. I got nothing. You stole the show on this one. I'm speechless. I've been speechless.
That was SmackDown. I saw people saying it was a great show and that they feel listened to now. I mean, fair enough. If Zia Lee versus Aaliyah makes you feel listened to, go and give that 50,000 views on the WWE's YouTube channel. Give that some traction, because I won't be. Yeah, I'm excited for Clash at the Castle on Big D and Reigns. If they insert Kross in that match, I don't really care nearly as much. But yeah, just remember, Kevin, when you're trying to sleep tonight, just remember, Adam Cole knows more moves than Karrion Kross.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully we can do a live stream again in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
I was not prepared for this version of JTE. As
my schedule's pretty cleared up now, which is good. So I can do more stuff. I mean, the time zones are an issue. The time zones are an issue, I must say, because obviously you're busy, I'm busy, and we live on the opposite side of the world. So it makes it hard, but we'll give you the content when we can, pal. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Give the stream a like. I didn't just yell and go through 1.5 liters of water in a chug jug for no reason.
So, wow. Yeah, this was impressive. All right, guys. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Peace.